Properly there, Ainsley?
Yeah,
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
So you're how old right now? You're 19 years old now?
Yes, I'm 19.
All right. When will you be 20, by the way?
April 9th.
Okay, I want to read some of people doing stories about you, and I want to read some of this. That it says Ainsley Brundage is a 19-year-old high school dropout. Right? You're from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You dropped out of high school. Why did you drop out of high school?
At the time, it was just, I wasn't in the correct grade that I'm supposed to be in, and
You're a smart kid too, because you were skipping grades early on.
yeah, I was just experiencing a lack of motivation because I knew where I wanted to be. I felt like I was ready to be in college. Even when I wasn't in school, I was teaching myself basically. I would buy algebra and geometry books, history books, and just different course material to teach myself the material to prepare myself to attend college. But I felt like I wasn't in the right place. I felt like I wasn't where I needed to be.
Yeah.
So I just had to.
You through life growing up in a tough area, right?
Yeah.
You had the chance to make some real money.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Dancing on the train.
Dancing in the train, but before that, you had a chance to make some real money selling drugs, selling crack cocaine.
Yeah, but I chose not.
You
to
didn't
do
it.
Yeah.
But then you started making money dancing on the subway.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? We're gonna post the video, and it's unbelievable.
I haven't seen this.
It's like doing when you watch him dance, it looks like he's walking on the ceiling of the subway. I mean, it's really cool. So you did, and so. Explain what your life was like then. You weren't in school at that time, right?
The time I was preparing to get my GED.
GED, because if you want, by the way, this kid wants to be an attorney, and you are on the way to that, right?
Yes, I am.
You really are. I mean, he is currently a student at MP. But talk about that. So you learned to make some money by dancing on the subways.
Right. Well, how I guess how it started was at first it was something that it went from me needing to do it to a point where it's just like, okay, I see that I can make a lot of money doing this. So then I started to take it more seriously. First, it just started off to just be something fun and just something to do to gain extra money to be able to just have the small necessities like being able to eat and stuff like that, or just buy little stuff that I need time to time. And I started to do it more and more, and I got better. And I would go on the subway like really late, like probably 3 o'clock in the morning when nobody's on the subway, or if there's like one person on the train, and just practice doing the pole acrobatics or practice some certain moves and stuff like that. And I got better, and over time I made more money. And first I wasn't saving the money as much as I could, but then I started to see I was making a lot of money, so I started to save like everything and only cut out just a little bit. So say if I made 100 and let's say, because it's weird sometimes, so it's like 165 or something like that. I'll save like 15. I'll save 150, and then $15 I use $10 to eat or something like that, and then $5 for a Metro card for the next day. So I would plan ahead.
You got to pay for your venue, right?
Yeah.
That's the deal.
Yeah. So about 150, 160 bucks. That's what you're pulling in a day. Dancing?
Yeah, that's like average.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
not bad.
I'm thinking about doing it myself.
Me too. I was gonna say I don't think I make that actually.
So you're doing that, and it's long hours, right? So there's not time for school. Where is your family in all of this? Are you growing up poor? Do you have where is everybody at this time?
That's the thing. It's like it wasn't necessarily that I was growing up poor, but it was just like I wouldn't. Basically I wouldn't be receiving the kind of support that I needed. Like my mom, she would cook sometimes, but then sometimes she wouldn't. But it's just like I would have to really, for the most part, like support myself. Like if I wanted something, I would have to get it on my own.
Right.
I didn't really have that many people to say, okay, you know what, don't worry about it.
Right.
It's
we're
just
gonna get you this PlayStation 4, so you just sit back. We're gonna get it for you. But for you, you're even talking about stuff that you want, like the basic stuff. Even being able to go out to a Taco Bell or something. I mean, if you wanted to do that, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, and while all of that was going on, I had this one goal in mind. Like I think that's the thing that really drove me to achieve the things that I achieved. Because I never gave up. You know, that was never an option. I just continuously had that goal in my mind of what I wanted, and I just worked towards it. You know, because you can want something, but if you don't work towards it, then
Yeah.
it's never gonna happen.
I'm going to break now. We have a lot more to talk about. So you needed, in order to get to college, you had to go out and get your GED.
Right.
And to get your GED, you got to have a high score to be able to get into
Yeah.
to get into college. It's got to be a very high score.
Yeah.
And in order for you to move on from here after MV to go wherever you want to go, and we'll talk about that, you have to make sure you have great grades.
Yeah.
Otherwise, none of this is going to.
Yeah. And that's
go
why I'm
happen.
studying every single day.
So, and what is the most amazing part of the story is this kid has done this on his own. And I don't hear you blaming everybody. There's no pointing fingers at your
No.
parents or whatever the deal is.
Yeah,
don't
I
hear
like.
that.
Yeah, I think I'm more inclined to think that, you know, it's more. If not to put the blame on everybody else, but I like to take responsibility for my actions and like to take responsibility for the things that occur in my life, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's my life. You know, so even if other people, I'm affected by it due to the actions of other people, I still
Yeah.
have to hold myself accountable for the things that occur.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be suffering from it.
Right.
You know, I think we can all learn a lot from this kid, and we have a lot more to talk about. Ainsley or selling crack cocaine and making money, or getting into drugs himself. He was able to stay away from all of those temptations and started, unfortunately, dropped out of high school and started to make money for himself. He started dancing on the subway. And when we talk about dancing, describe what we're talking about. This is acrobatic. You call it, what do you call it again?
Well, it's a kind of like a form of hip hop dancing called light
Yeah.
feet, but it's light
feet.
Yeah, light feet mixed
Okay.
with you know, subway acrobatics like the poles, dancing on the poles and stuff like that.
Andrew, can you post any videos? Do you have any video to post there, Andrew? Yeah, I can. Okay, do that up in show notes. You go to WIBX950.com, and up in show notes you'll find that. So you began making up to like $100, $150, $160 a day doing this,
Yeah.
and you would just ride the train and you would dance.
Yeah, what I would do is I would do it on different trains, but the train I did it on the most, I think, was the L train. And what I would do was I would there was a stop, First Ave to Bedford, and I would ride the train from First Ave to Bedford and then get off at Bedford and go back and just keep going back and forth, but dancing like one or two carts in between those stops, and then, you know, collect the money. And
Is it just you? Did you have somebody with you?
no, I just do it by
Just
myself.
by yourself. So you had to bring like a boombox along.
Yeah, well, it was a portable amplifier,
Oh, okay, all right.
the aux plug.
And then you hit the music. People are riding the train.
No,
and then,
first I would announce, like, you know, I would come on the train and I would announce, and then I would set the music up and start
Okay.
dancing.
I've been on a train when something like this happened. You come on, you say, "Ladies and gentlemen," you do your basic introduction, like
Right.
and you get everybody's attention, and then the music starts, and then afterwards you take the hat off, and you walk around, and people drop money into the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
How long did you do
You
that
don't
for?
see that here.
How long would I do that for? Like
Yeah.
in a day?
Yeah, in a day, and was it for like a year, 6 months, 2 years?
I've been doing it for like a couple of years. Yeah, I've been by myself. I think I've been doing it for about like 2 or 3 years. But yeah, I've been doing it for a while. But in a day, I think the least amount of hours I would spend doing it is about 3 hours, and that would be on like a quick day. But majority of the times it would be a 4 to 7 hour day.
Wow.
So the story that I have on you here, which this got picked up in a national story. As a kid, it says he showed clear signs of genius, skipping 3rd grade, then 5th. So you were skipping grades because the material was just
It's too easy.
too easy for you.
Yeah,
But then out of nowhere, this kid who has all this promise, you dropped out of school.
yeah.
Was that planned, or that was just?
No, it was just, yeah, it was just, you know, I just wanted to be in college, you know, and I wasn't in the right grade, you know. I wasn't gonna repeat a grade, but I didn't have all the credits that I needed, and I wouldn't have got out in time. Like, I would have got out later. Like, there's people that are in the school when I was in school. There's people that when I was in school, they were a grade ahead of me, and they're graduating either this year or next year, and I'm graduating, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not graduating now, but, you know, I'll be graduating before them. So.
And so you went and you got your GED, and tell us about the numbers. You had to score high in order to qualify for a program where you could come to MV and get housing.
Yeah, I had to score 2,400, and I think I scored a 2720.
Yeah, he did really well.
Wow.
And how are you doing now that you're in college? How are your scores?
We haven't received midterm grades,
Right.
but I've been doing pretty good. Like, in the test, a psychology test, I got a well, the first psychology test, because I'm a psychology major, so the first psychology test I got was a 99. Second one was a 96.
Okay, so you're doing well.
Yeah.
He made me a little nervous. He paused for a
Yeah.
second. Wait a minute.
Well, I got a 55 on that first one.
Yeah, I don't have any math classes. The English I'm doing pretty good too. My last paper, I had an extended definition essay and I got an A on that too.
All right, okay.
So
Andrew?
I'm doing pretty good.
Ainsley, you said you wanted to be a lawyer. What type of law are you interested in specifically?
I'm in between corporate and civil. I'm still, trying to figure out which
Where the
one.
money's at, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I want to help. I want to help a greater amount of people.
Yeah. And, okay, so so now you've gotten yourself into MV, and you had, people did help you along the way. You had an aunt, I believe, that
Yeah.
lent you some money.
No, what she did was she co-signed a loan for me.
I
basically. Yeah, so if she didn't co-sign the loan, basically she's putting her credit on the line for me to get that loan, and because I don't have any credit history or anything like that,
Right.
the smallest amount they were able to give me was $2,000. So she co-signed for that, and then I got that loan, and then it basically covered this semester. But then I still had to pay a little bit money back to the school.
Right. So now now the plan is that you're here at MV. And by the way, you said you left Brooklyn and you left New York City because there was a lot of temptation there. There was a lot of distraction there, right? And
I wasn't surrounded by the people that had the same particular goals as me.
I see.
Right.
Did they make, like, here's this kid who doesn't want to do what some of the other kids you're going to school with are doing.
Right.
Did they make fun of you for that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's just like, they'll make I had friends they'll make fun of me for different things.
Yeah.
It's just like
For being smart.
I guess like say for instance I would be on the train for a really long time dancing. Like most of my friends, they'd come out and they'd make like let's say $70, $80. And they'd be out there for like 2 hours, like 2.5 hours, and they're going home and they're like, okay, what are you about to do? And I'm like, oh, I'm still dancing. It's just like, what? It's 11 o'clock, and then how long you gonna be ahead? Probably until I make the amount that I want to make.
Right.
And they would laugh. They're just like, you're crazy. And just that's crazy.
You saved. You were able to save a lot of them.
Yeah, I was able to save a lot.
Okay, so you come to MV and you have this really unbelievably interesting background, and there is something to be said for when you're in a family atmosphere where people are constantly saying, no, it's not a question about whether you're going to college. You're going to college,
Right.
and and you didn't have that, so you did that on your own, and now you're here. So you wanted to go to an area that didn't have all the distractions. Are you here, and what do you think of Utica?
Yeah, it's pretty good. The only thing I say is just I don't have a car, so just like I have to rely on other people, and some people are not as reliable. But I have my friend here. He's been of great help.
So he brought you in?
Yeah, he drive me here. He had to wake up pretty early, then drive me here.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good here. But in the school, the school is pretty good. I've spent most of my time at the school. I've gone out a little bit, but not really.
That's good though.
Yeah.
Because the distractions are here too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
But-
like you're in La La Land here.
Yeah,
There's-
but it's different because in New York it's like it's harder to get. It's harder to stay away from it. It's harder to not go. It's just
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, somebody could tell me like oh, you want to go to this party, and I could just no, I don't think I'm gonna go because I think the reason why I don't really party is because to me a party is a celebration, and I feel like I have to earn
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have some achievements, I feel like I have to earn that celebration.
Yeah. All right. That's very interesting. So the goal is to go to MV. You're a psych major here. What after MV?
I want to transfer to Cornell University.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
big aspirations right there.
Yeah.
And the law you want to go into is as Andrew asked, somewhere you can do some good.
Yeah.
So, you know, you'll have plenty of opportunity, and who knows what type of a lawyer you'll be. Before you go, say like you tripped and fell, and it wasn't your fault. I was gonna have him cut a little box spot.
You're asking him to practice on us?
No, I'm just saying, you know, and the name, by the way, is a great name for a lawyer.
Yeah, it is.
Ainsley Brundage? That's a
Yeah.
great.
It's a great commercial name.
Attorney's
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
It could be a law firm name right there. Brundage, and Brundage. It's gonna take you a few years to get there. But I just think it is. And what do you think of Utica? I know you've spent a lot of time on campus, which is probably good for you. But it certainly is not the hustle and bustle that you lived with and grew up with.
Yeah, I think I love it up here. Yeah.
All right.
When you hear at MV, do you hear talk about, you know, being an outsider? Do you hear talk about like Nano, and are you a hockey guy at all? You follow the Comets? Does that excite you or?
No, not really.
No?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go, you know, because it's a new. I love new experiences and stuff like that. But I've heard people talk of hockey games and, you know, different stuff like that.
What?
And so tell us about the dancing that you do. You obviously you don't have subway cars to go on here. You could probably dance on a bus, although the walkway is really kind of narrow. So are you able to do anything where, because I'd be on the streets in Times Square and all of a sudden you'd see a gathering and it was, you know, 4 kids are jumping over top of each other and all this acrobatic stuff. I mean, what can you do? Can you do anything up here because you don't have the subways?
No.
No, you need the subways for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can perform. I can perform, but you know, I haven't been dancing lately. I just been, you know, really focusing on that. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep an eye on you. I think we should keep an eye on you and follow your progress here. How long will you be at MV? This is your first year at MV?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have another year after this. So.
Yeah.
All right, and so far you're off to a really good start, it seems.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
Good luck.
Okay, we'll have his story up on in our show notes at WIBX950.com. It's an awesome story. Ainsley Brundage, 19 years old, and he's going to change the world. Pretty awesome.
MV. Let me dance for you guys.